Hello, my name is Dr. Chaitanya and welcome to my new YouTube video. Okay, so when I search for the nerves, I got this. Basically, this is a novel nerve written by the Jane Ryan, and it is due to the infection or ischemic injury. What are the responses of the nerve? So another book is also there by Ivan Holland. I don't know what about it. So pretest, this is the actually nerve Turin blue stents light, and the question is most likely cause of the abnormality of myelinated fibers in this slide is either it is due to the phenomenon called as onion bulb and reflects the axonal regeneration, or onion bulb typically seen in the traumatic neuroma, or it is produced by due to the repeated cycles of segmental remyelination demyelination, or it is lesion due to the GBS, or it is the lesion characteristic finding of the vasculitis neuropathy. So to search the answer for this question, we will start with the today's session. This is the normal nerve bundle or rather nerve, and it shows that the endoneurium, perineum, epineurium. Okay, I will show you. This is the endoneurium, which is connective tissue again for the single nerve. This is the perineurium, which is connective tissue around the fascicles, that is the bundles of the nerve, and the epineurium, which is surrounding the whole nerve bundle. So these are the three connective tissues around the nerve. If you see, if you cut the nerve from the as a transverse section, again on the histology you can see here the perineurium, epineurium and endoneurium. So this is the peri, this is the epi, and this is the endo. Epi means above. Okay. So when we take out the one single nerve out of these all fascicles and bundles, we can see that there is a myelin, there is a neuron, this is cell body of the neuron, and inside that there is a bar called as the axons. Okay, so this is the basic histology. So with this we can go to the nerve injury topic, where you can see that there are the three basic types of the axonal nerve the nerve injuries. One is the axonal, another one is the demyelinating, and third one is the neuropathy. So neuronopathy, so basically, as we saw just now, there is a body, there is an axon, on that axon there is the nerve bundle, myelinated Schwann cells which myelinate it. So in between that there is called as the node of Ranvier. Now, if axon is gone, it is called as axonal neuropathy. If Schwann cells or the myelination is gone, it is called as the demyelinating neuropathies. But when cell bodies are gone with the axons, it is called as the neuronopathy. Basically, it is seen in the most of the time in CNS, or it is with resembles with CNS, though it is called as the neuronopathy. So coming to the next thing. So this is the same what I would like to tell you. This is axonal injury. Here you can see, and below that the whole axon has been gone. So with the axon, one thing you have to remember is that Schwann cells or myelination is also gone. So in the axonal injury, not only the axons, the Schwann cells also gone, and in case of this there is a myelination problem. Axon is still there. So in case of this demyelinating diseases, basically uh, the axon is there and the only myelination has been gone. So axonal nerve injury is more than the demyelinating diseases in general, and the axonal nerve injuries has many causes. If you go by anatomical patterns of peripheral neuropathies, there are the mononeuritis, mononeuritis multiplex, and polyradiculopathy. So what I would like to say here is the nervous system actually divided into two parts, that is the CNS and the PNS. And in PNS, CNS, you can see that there is a brain. Okay, brain is involved, whereas in the spinal cords and cranial nerves, spinal nerves and the cranial nerves are involved in the peripheral nervous system. Mono means single nerve, poly means multiple nerve, mononeuritis complex, and polyradiculopathy. Polyradiculopathy means there is a nerve plus nerve root is also involved. So these are the specific peripheral neuropathies. Out of these, some are very important. Like this, this is very common, like B12 deficiency, diabetes. In case of infection, there is leprosy, Lyme's, and HIV. In inflammatory cases, GBS, that is Guillain-Barré syndrome, is divided into acute and chronic polyradiculopathies. In toxic, like in recent, drugs for diabetic, drugs for the cancer, also can cause the toxic neuropathies. Neuropathies, there are some neuropathies associated with malignancy also, like monoclonal gammopathies or paraneoplastic syndromes. Injuries like laceration, avulsion, compression, and some inherited like Charcot-Marie-Tooth syndrome, CMT, and familial. So these are the some specific causes of the peripheral neuropathy. So there are some general points like the peripheral nervous system fibers differ from the CNS by one thing, and that is they can regenerate and remyelinate. So peripheral neuropathy is what is peripheral neuropathy? Basically, is a process that affects the functions of one or more peripheral nerves, and it may involve that is the peripheral nerve plus cranial nerve, CNS system or peripheral nervous system plus multiple organs also. It can occur at any age. It may be hereditary or acquired. Just we saw the different causes. So coming to the injury part, this is the normal nervous system, and which here you can see that I already explained this nucleus and the neural stroma. So this is a cell body, Schwann cells, node of Ranvier in between these myelin sheaths, Schwann cells, and the internodes. So this is the axon which is coming from the cell body to this, and it is a myelinated nerve. What happens next is when there is a injury to the axon. So here you can see that axon is gone. So with that there is a debris from the breakdown of the myelin sheath. With that there is also injury to the uh, myelination. So there is a secondary degeneration, and so that striated muscles has been denervated or atrophy happen. When regeneration start, you can see over here, when regeneration start there is axon sprouts are there. So axon will try to get the again regenerate. With that there is a Schwann cell myelination also. So Schwann cell also proliferate, and they will get the myelination. So what happen is secondary is that it will try to innervate the muscle, and finally there is a regeneration and the nerve fibers. The important thing is here you can see this is the short of the limb. So length is shorter, okay, and the thickness is again decreased, so it become thin and short in length. So that is the main problem happen with the regeneration of the axon injuries. Coming to the demyelination, in my demyelination you can see that there is a myelinated nerve which is now gone, but axon is intact. Now problem is when remyelination, again same, the shortness and the thickness of this myelination has been gone. So this is how we can see the remyelination and the axon sprouting. Under the electron microscopy you can see here is the normal myelinated axon and the unmyelinated axon. How will you identify that? Important thing is this is the Schwann cell which is not over here. So this is unmyelinated and this is the myelinated axons. Here you can see that the intact axons, and here you can see that the degenerated myelin with loose myelin layers. Here you can see that the some cells are showing lipid droplets, which are the one of the form of degeneration and myelination. So this is the onion bulb when it is getting regenerated. So this is onion bulb surrounding the axons after the injury, and this onion bulb is composed of the thinly myelinated axons surrounded by the multiple concentrically arranged Schwann cells. So what happen exactly is when there is axon and these are the myelinations, in first injury these axons will be myelinated by shorter and shorter and shorter myelination things. Again in the next injury again there is a remyelination, this again shorter shorter shorter, and around that there are again myelination. So this is randomly arranged. If you cut like this, so there are more and more myelination can occur, okay, instead of single cell myelination as in the previous figure, and so that this onion bulb thing can be seen. So what are the reaction of the nerve to the infectious injury? So what are the most common neuropathies associated with infection like leprosy, HIV, cytomegalovirus, and all these things? Out of this, leprosy is very important, which is most common in India. So it is a lepromatous leprosy or tubercular leprosy. There are the two types of the leprosy as we know. In case of the lepromatous leprosy, we can see symmetric polyneuropathy. Basically, it is in the face or cool extremities. And what happen in this lepromatous leprosy? Basically, our immune system is very down. So due to the injury, the large traumatic ulceration will be there. In case of the tubercular leprosy, the immunity is quite reserved, so response is in the form of skin nodules. So how exactly it happened? This is our nerve bundle, Okay, and this is the cut section. So in the Schwann cells, basically there will be the proliferation of lepra and invasion and proliferation of the lepra. So the segmental demyelination is the first thing. Second thing is the endoneural fibrosis and perineural thickening will be there. So these are the few things which happen in the lepromatous leprosy. Axon is most commonly preserved. So this is the lepromatous leprosy morphology. In case of the tubercular leprosy, where mediation, our immunity is quite preserved, we can see here is a small granuloma, giant cells, all these things are there. Here is the skin, okay, and basically this uh, injury, this infection spread through the nerve. So what happens is, this is the histologically nerve bundle you can see under the skin, and it is invaded by the basically this nerve bundle is invaded by the our infection diseases. So cutaneous nerve injury is there under the skin, endoneural and perineural fibrosis, and so it happens like a dermal nodule to us clinically. So these are the tubercular and the lepromatous leprosy lesions. In case of the Lyme disease is spirochete. Another friend of Lyme disease is like Borrelia burgdorferi is the main cause. Another bacteria in this thing is the spirochetes leptospira. So there are the three stages. Out of this, you can see that the peripheral nerve is the most common thing involved. So in case of the HIV infection, there is a distal symmetrical polyneuropathy, inflammatory demyelinating polyradiculopathy, cytomegalovirus, vasculitis. These all are the causes because of which we get the neuropathy in the peripheral neuropathy in the HIV infection. So diphtheria toxin, is there anybody who has not get diphtheria vaccination? Probably not, because in India we have a universal program, and thanks to that. But diphtheria toxin is very dangerous toxin. It is exotoxin basically that is secreted outside the cell and cause the acute neuropathy. Basically attack on the bulbar and respiratory, that is the center in our brain which controls our the respiratory muscles and the breathing muscles and exercises. So if that is affected, then the death is there sure for in the diphtheria toxin. And basically diphtheria toxin is a bacterial toxin, so basically it stops our cell protein synthesis, and that is the main thing which due to which the death can occur. So peripheral nerve response to the ischemia injury, basically it is the diabetes mellitus, because it is though metabolic disorder, it causes the vasculitis, and due to that there is ischemia. So this is the most common cause of peripheral neuropathy in the world, and in India also the same reason. And again through this figure we can understand that there is ischemia and metabolic cause, that is in case of the diabetes, basically axon is the injured rather than the myelination. Schwann cell also damaged because secondary to the axon injuries. So nerve due to this neuropathy, patient can have sensory and motor, both nerves can be gone. There is a demyelination remyelination again. And if anybody has seen this is the blood vessel. Basically what happened to blood vessels, these are the blood vessels, they become thick, and inside that there is a hyaline material deposition. So hyaline material is a structureless material which deposits inside. The lumen has been gone, that is the lumen size decrease, and so that there is the blood flow is decreased, and so there will be ischemia also. So this is the some mechanism by which, there are many mechanisms by which the things can happen. Here we can see these are the complications of the diabetes mellitus, either microvascular or microvascular. And out of this, what important for us is the peripheral neuropathy and autonomic neuropathy. Peripheral neuropathy I explained already. Autonomic neuropathy, patient lost the control of bladder, and so that he always go more times to the washrooms. So coming to the answer of our question, this is the onion bulb due to the cycle and recycle of segmental demyelination. I told you how it happens. So this is the nerve injury which I will talk about today's topic. Thank you very much.